Hi, I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation, and the topic we're covering today is how to fix your marriage without counseling. So, actually, that's a pretty easy one for me because I began my marriage healing career as a divorce mediator. So, I've seen it all. People would come to me, and after they went through counseling, almost 100% of the time, their marriage was done. And that's where I got the idea there's got to be a better path. And there is. So you've come to the right place. First thing we have to do is ask a very simple question. Why did you get married in the first place? And I have a very simple answer for you. You wanted to be happier. Most people don't think about that when asked that question, but that's the bottom line. You wanted to be happier. Are you happier now? Obviously not. If you're looking for answers to fix your marriage, then you realize your marriage is not functioning. So now I have to ask you another silly question. Why isn't your marriage functioning? Well, look, your marriage isn't a ride at some theme park. You didn't just get into a train or a plane and expect to be taken somewhere. Or did you? Well, it doesn't work that way. Your marriage is a living thing that is controlled 100% by two people, you and your spouse. And one of you has tremendous power when the other person is lax. So you can't go, oh yeah, well, my husband isn't doing his part or my wife isn't doing her part. You can't do that. It's not how it works. It's not the dynamics of marriage. So understand this before we get further along. Your marriage is not functioning, meaning it's not happy and getting happier. And the reason why is because you're not doing your part. I'm going to be blunt. Now, you're going to go, oh, I do everything I can. I cook, I clean, I take care of the kids. Or conversely, I work my butt off. I bring home a paycheck. I don't hang out with other women. I'm a good man. I'm a Christian. I'm a this. I'm a that. But you're not educated in marriage. And that's the biggest problem that I have seen. Everyone thinks they already know how to be married, but they don't. You didn't even know the answer to the question of why you got married. You were going to come up with some other reason rather than, I want to be happier. Now, I'm going to create a comparison. You wanted to drive a car. You didn't just get into a car and start driving. You learned about cars. You learned about roads. You learned about driving conditions. There were all these things you needed to learn, but you didn't do that with your marriage. It's not too late. You have to get marriage education. You have to know. And it entails quite a number of parts. Now look, I cover all this in both of my books, Breaking the Cycle and Lessons for a Happy Marriage. I haven't seen other books that approach it the way I do. I try to make it simple. There's you in the marriage, your psychology, your emotions, your mind, your heart, your soul, and then there's your spouses. But they're of a different gender, generally speaking. So you have to learn about genders. You have to learn about psychology. You have to learn about communication. You have to learn about what's expected of you. What is your role? You have to learn how your mind works so you can get it under control. You have to learn about decency, humility. There's all of these aspects. The good news is it's not so hard to learn these things. You can learn them. And you don't have to know them all 100%. The problem is you don't even know them 5% right now. Now, if you start reading in the book, you're going to go, I knew that, but you're not doing it because you don't know how critical it is. So you have to know the importance of each aspect. All has to be clear in your head of what you need to do to have a happy marriage. Good news is this: a happy marriage produces happiness like you've never had before. It's the most amazing thing you should be walking around in joy, literally. And if you're not, it's only because you don't know how to do it. Now, that's not true for all marriages. And you're going to be thinking, yeah, it's not true for mine, he's cheating on me. Or it's not true for mine, she's not giving me any sex. It's true for every marriage, except for the ones that have gone too far. Like if he's cheating on you. Then you need to do more than just learn. You do have to learn. There's no getting around that. But first you have to get grounded. You have to learn about yourself first. Usually, when people don't know much about marriage, they could learn about marriage and they're fine. They don't have to learn that much about themselves. But when their mind is starting to get where it's like super angry all the time, resentful, and discouraged, a lot of those people need to get grounded. They need to understand their mind, how to control their emotions, how to mitigate their instinctive reactions. All of these things are important. But for most of you, honestly, who are watching this video, just the education is enough. Start there if you can. Now, a lot of our clients at the Marriage Foundation, the husbands moved out. And people go, well, how do I fix that marriage? Well, if your husband's moved out, it's honestly not a problem. You could still fix your marriage. He married you. He loves you. But he's frustrated. So that's about it. You can do this. We've seen it thousands of times a year. So you can do this too. That's it. And if you think you got some benefit and someone else could get some benefit, share this. Like it. You know, that's always good for our social media reputation. And if you have a comment or you just want to interact with me personally, go ahead and use the comment box. All right? It's very nice to offer my services to you. And you could always write in to our counselors too. You know, they'll give you an answer. It's free. Take advantage of that. So, love and blessings to you, love and blessings to your spouse, and love and blessings to your family. Take care.